Hi, Lisa Wilson, Human Resources Cultural Consultant and Leadership Vision Coach. And it's a new month, so as always, I have a new theme. And for me, for me, March is always about organization and focus. I have no idea where that month came from. And the reason for that, for this month in particular, is generally over Christmas holidays, I take a break. I usually try and shut down for at least 2 weeks to give myself a break after working through the year. Once I've taken that break, when I come back in January and February, things tend to be really busy. So by March, I've lost a bit of focus on my goals for the year. And so in March, I'd like to take a time and review, am I meeting the goals that I set out? Am I doing the things that I plan to do this year? Where exactly am I with each of my goals, as well as what I could wanted to focus on? And so that's where this one comes from, is it's the last month of the quarter. Am I focusing in the right places or am I not? The other thing that came up in the last couple of weeks is the news has been, for me, just incredibly crazy. Trying to watch and figure out everything that's going on in the world. Obviously, the last couple of weeks, things in Ontario were very crazy. Things were very divided. People have very differing opinions on what's happening. And now, of course, there's the war in Ukraine. And so where do we even focus? Here's the thing. While all of those things are happening, our lives are still moving forward. I still have 2 stepkids that I have to consider every day. I still have to, continue with my business, make sure I'm there for my clients. And, obviously in my house, everybody still has to go to work every day or school, as the case may be. And so with all of these things going on, where do we focus? Well, what happened to us is we really started watching the news quite a bit. So we just left the all-day news channel on. Every time I'd leave to go have a break from work, there was the all-day news channel. And I was just hearing all of this negativity. It didn't matter which side of things you were on. If I went on Facebook, all I heard was either people being really angry with the protesters or people supporting the protesters, and everybody just calling each other names. And it really started to take its toll on me. And so today I wanted to just talk about changing that focus. And what does that look like? It doesn't mean that I want to be ignorant of what's going on in the world and never watch the news. But certainly I've taken a break, trying not to go on social media as much in the day. And we definitely don't leave the news channel on all day. We'll now watch it maybe at lunch for 15, 20 minutes just to keep up with what's happening. And then otherwise we move on and do different things. Because here was the reality. By watching the news every day, it started to affect our mental health. Both my boyfriend and I were we're getting to the point where we're really anxious about all of it. We're very concerned with what's happening. And we were getting frustrated with what we were hearing and or not hearing. Some of the frustration for us was not getting the answers that we were looking for when questions were asked of our leaders in Canada. And so it got us really frustrated all the time, which doesn't help anything because we have very little control over that. The only thing I can do, the only power I have there is to call my MP and deal with my MP. I haven't done that. I didn't feel the need to do that. But if you're feeling the need to do that, then go ahead and do that. That's the only piece of that you control. Otherwise, I control my life. So we shorten the amount of time we're watching TV and news feeds. If people are being too divisive on social media, I either I just pause them or don't see their feed for a while, just so that my own mind, while I'm still aware of what's going on, I'm still aware that there's division. It's not in my face every day, all the time. And I can go back to focusing on what I need to focus on. Now, there are lots of different ways we can talk about changing our focus, but for this one, this was kind of the idea of what I was talking about today is really, where is your focus? And are you watching too much news, or are you on Facebook or other social media too often and seeing all this negativity? The thing is, every time you click like, those social media channels give you more of that particular topic. And so you actually control that as well. Just stop pressing like on those things and you'll start to see other things. Or purposely go and follow someone or look at someone's page who you know shares positive messages, and that will show up in your feed more often again. So you control that too. There are algorithms, but we effectively at the end of the day control those. So think about where you're focusing. Is it helping you or is it hindering you? Us watching the news every day, all day, was not helping us. It was putting us in a really bad mental state. So stepping away from that. Again, we're not going to remain ignorant of it. We'll still pay attention, but just less, so that it's not taking up the focus of our whole day. And it's just a simple tweak like that makes all of the difference. Where you are paying attention and what you're allowing to come into your mind, it's like any other diet. It will affect you. So if you're eating poutine every day for weeks, obviously your body's going to stop feeling so good. If you're just seeing all the negativity in the world every day, then the same thing's going to happen to your mind. So think about changing where your focus is, and make sure that you're focusing on the things that are making you better and will help the same for your team. For your team, if you're in that leadership position. So have a wonderful week. As always, you can book a 20-minute call with me. You can go into any of my social media channels, and there is a link there to book a 20-minute meeting. And I'm happy to talk about this or anything else. It's a no obligation call. It's just to have a conversation. So have a wonderful week, and we'll see you again next week.